1955, Rome. Seated in a copper bathtub, Bear Bavinski ducks his head under steaming water and shakes out his beard, flinging droplets across the art studio. He thumbs a bolt of shag tobacco into his pipe and flicks a brass Zippo lighter, sucking hard to draw down the flame, tobacco glowing devil red, smoke coiling toward the wood beam ceiling. He exhales and stands. Beads of water rain off his torso. His 5-year-old son, Pinch, hoists a thick bath towel, arms trembling under the weight. Bear runs his fingers through receding reddish-blonde hair and, his hand on the boy's head for balance, steps onto newspapers previously used for wiping paintbrushes. His wet footprints bleed across the print, encircling dabs of oily blue and swipes of yellow. Natalie stands across the studio, chewing her fingernail. That's final, she says. Final, is it? You certain? Bear asks his wife. Not the slightest doubt? All I've got is doubts, she answers. Bear proceeds to the iron front door and shoulders it open, dusky light from the alleyway pushing past him, glinting off glass pigment jars, illuminating abused paintbrushes in turpentine and canvases drying along the bare brick walls. In the early evening air, he stands in place, a naked, 40-ish male animal, his shadow narrowing up the studio, hurdling the tub, darkening his wife and their little boy. You're absolutely positive, then? Natalie yanks a strand of black hair over her eyes, wraps it around her baby finger, whose tip reddens. She darts into the WC at the back of the studio and closes the warped door, her head bumping the bare bulb, which alternates glare and gloom as she consults the mirror. This emerald ball gown cinched at the waist, box-pleated skirt, polka dot overlay. It's as if she were wearing 3 outfits at once, none of them hers. She tucks her hair under a cream beret, but it hardly helps. The same gawky 26-year-old looking back, all elbows and knees, deep-set black eyes, as uncertain as if drawn with smudged charcoal, the worry lines added in fine nib pen. She joins Bear, who remains naked in the doorway, a puff of smoke released from his pipe. I'm not even acceptable, she tells him, and he rests a rough palm against the swell of her bosom, firmly enough to quicken her pulse. He strides to the leather suitcase and plucks out neckties, one for himself, one for their son. Bear raises the louder tie, holding it up as if considering a mackerel. He sends Pinch to fetch the canvas shears, with which he snips one of the ties in half, twirling it around the boy's neck. What do you say, kiddo? Bear grins, the beard rising to his eyes, which disappear into slits. Natalie, I love the hell out of you, and I listen the hell out of you, but damn it, sweetie, we are going. She clutches one hand in the other. Well, then hurry, she responds, quick-stepping past her husband, nearly stumbling as she crouches to knot their son's tie. Natalie touches Pinch's forehead, her hand throbbing against his brow, jittery fingers like a secret message saying, "We waited all this time, Pinchy, and now he's here." Bear, who moved in only weeks earlier, approaches his son, mussing the boy's fine sandy hair, playfully flicking the kid's nervous chin, while Pinch's blue eyes gaze up, awaiting his father's command.